Welcome to the deep dive. We take your sources, dig in, and pull out the most interesting bits.
That's the plan.
So today, we're taking a journey really into a cornerstone of Mexican literature, Juan Rulfo's 1955 novel, Pedro Páramo.
Oh, a fantastic choice. Truly foundational.
Yeah, and our mission here is, well, not just to read the summary, but to really get into how this book blurs those lines: life, death, reality, illusion.
And how it influenced so many others. I mean, think about Garcia Marquez.
Right, he said it showed him the way for 100 Years of Solitude, didn't he?
He did, and apparently knew the whole thing by heart. And Borges called it one of the greatest texts, period, in any language.
Wow, okay, so let's unpack this thing. It seems simple on the surface, but clearly there's a lot going on underneath.
Definitely. Let's get into it for you.
Okay, so the setup is Juan Preciado, his mother's dying wish is for him to go to Comala.
Yeah, go find your father, Pedro Páramo.
Exactly. But when he gets there, Comala is not exactly bustling.
Understatement. It's a ghost town, like a literal ghost town.
Full of these spectral figures, these voices, who tell him about, well, life there, the afterlife, and his father. Pedro Páramo.
Who sounds like a pretty ruthless character.
Oh, absolutely. And the way Rulfo tells it, the narrative, it's all mixed up, non-linear. You often can't tell right away who's actually alive and who's not.
And that's the genius, right? He doesn't just tell you it's confusing. He makes you feel that confusion. You're right there with Juan. It's not just, spooky ghosts for effect.
Yeah.
It really speaks to how truth itself can feel slippery, ethereal maybe, hard to pin down.
Like that scene with Damiana Cisneros, where he literally has to ask her.
Damiana Cisneros, are you alive?
Yeah.
Imagine being in that position. It really makes you question everything you're perceiving.
So is this blurring of life and death, is that just Rulfo being inventive, or does it connect to something deeper, culturally maybe?
Oh, absolutely deeper. That's a really key point. It taps right into Mexican culture, this sort of blend of indigenous beliefs and Catholicism.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so this idea of spirits interacting, of souls maybe paying their dues even after death, it's woven into the fabric of the world Rulfo creates. It's not just literary trickery.
Could you give an example?
Sure. Like, when Pedro's own father, Lucas Páramo, dies, his soul actually touches young Pedro to wake him up. It's presented matter-of-fact.
Wow.
Or Susana San Juan, Pedro's great love, she senses her father's presence before she gets the news he's died. There's this accepted permeability between realms.
Okay, so it's grounded in a specific worldview.
Yeah.
And right in the middle of all this is Pedro Páramo himself. His name, Páramo. Wasteland. Barren plain.
Exactly. Which brings up a huge question, doesn't it? How much can one single person affect an entire town's fate? Because Pedro, he's not just some guy. He's this force. He basically controlled the town's economy, its lifeblood, fathered countless children. He was Comala, in a way. But then Susana San Juan dies. His love and his grief, his despair, turns into this monumental act of spite.
He just lets the town die.
He literally lets it starve, cuts off everything. His apathy, his bitterness, turns Comala into the wasteland his name suggests. It's like he's this dark fertility god who chooses desolation instead of life.
That's powerful. You see, the decay Rulfo describes, the dust, the silence, it's all Pedro's doing.
It's a direct reflection of his own internal state. Chilling.
People often label the book magic realism. It fits with the ghosts and strange occurrences in a real setting.
It does, yeah, it certainly has those elements. The magical feels normal, almost mundane, but some critics dig a bit deeper,
How so?
Well, they suggest it might be something more like a breakdown of the senses, almost like exploring a state similar to schizophrenia, perhaps.
So not just objective magic, but maybe Juan's perception itself is fracturing.
Possibly. Juan himself says his mind is full of dreams, illusions, noises, voices. So you're journeying into this mind that maybe can't tell what's real and what's hallucination anymore.
That adds another whole layer of disorientation for the reader.
Exactly. It makes the experience even more intense, more unsettling than standard magic realism, perhaps. It's a deep dive into a fractured psyche.
So wrapping this up then, what's the big takeaway for you, the listener? Pedro Páramo isn't just a ghost story.
No, not at all. It's this incredibly dense exploration of Mexican identity, the weight of history, the past literally refusing to stay buried.
And the terrifying beauty, maybe, of a reality where the dead are just around, part of the landscape.
Yeah. And it leaves you thinking, I think, about how the echoes of things, past actions, lost hopes, old grievances, how they can linger in a place.
How they can haunt it shaping what it is now.
Precisely, turning a place into a reflection of its own history. So maybe consider what ghosts, what echoes from the past do you think might still be lingering in the places you know,
That,
influencing things long after the events themselves are over.
something to think about. A fantastic deep dive.
A truly remarkable book.